dealing with conflict can be a big challenge for women, especially when there is no support and any disagreements and conflicts that are there in a relationship. How can women navigate this in that relationship, in that setting?
No, you have to seek help. If the woman is educated, for example, you've got to introduce the woman to the world teacher Krishnamurti's self-knowing. There is no medicine as potent as that. But that's not, that cannot be easily done because it's extremely subtle and extremely sophisticated. And if it does not come through a trusted person, how will she open her heart to it? It has to come through a very trusted source, through the husband, but she may not trust her husband also because its situation is so grave.
Yes.
And it has to come through somebody whom she can trust, and she must be given enough exposure. Now, if the husband and the elders and the family, like the in-laws, won't allow the woman to seek this new understanding and to give her that exposure, then how will she be convinced that I need that kind of exposure? I need to go and attend that retreat.
Yes.
I need to go to that institution and listen to that lecture. If you're not going to permit her, then how will she flower?
Yes.
There's no opportunity to flower because everywhere she wants to go, you will say no.
Yes.
You will say no. Oh, you're going alone. Don't go alone.
Right, because it can be very overwhelming when there are disagreements and there is conflict in that relationship. It can be very overwhelming and stressful for women to see whom to trust and how to navigate that disagreement without offending anybody. Because again, it is like it becomes very delicate for her, and in either way, she's the one who will be blamed or who will be
who will suffer more.
So she's trying to navigate that conflict or disagreement in a very amicable way.
Yeah,
so
and she suffers in the process.
So self-knowing probably will build more.
Undoubtedly, without question. See, it's a new paradigm, and we have to make these services available in society to all the people who want to come and improve their lives and improve their understanding and become happy human beings and become more creative people. And without being happy, how can you be creative? You can't be, right?
So even when I have a client who actually. She was not fully in disagreement, but at least she's giving her own opinion, her perspective. Then the husband was immediately very reactive, very upset. So where would she go?
Poor lady.
She was saying is that here is, I am not saying anything to him. I'm not yelling or I'm not shouting. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying you shared your opinion. Here is my opinion.
Right.
This is my perspective. And immediately there was a reaction. Yeah. And she being in the self-knowing journey, she was able to step back and observe herself and also see the whole scenario and was able to, has the strength actually, the courage to navigate that whole scenario from that self-knowing.
Amazing. Now that can be an example for others, to inspire others. That can be an example. I've also seen, on the other hand, some women who are gifted with huge amount of courage. And almost like leonine courage, very strong courage and very strong energy. And they walked out of very unhappy and very unbalanced marriages where the husband was a tyrant.
Right.
They walked out. And because they're economically independent women, and therefore they're not depending for bread and butter on their husbands. So when the treatment was not good, it was not humanitarian, it was lacking in sympathy and empathy and love, then they said goodbye. And they walked out.
And one needs a lot of courage to do that, Guruji, because
whole of society,
exactly, the society,
bad one. Here is a bad one.
So society is constantly watching and judging and doing that. That is also there in the back of their mind. If I take this step, this is the right step for me. But if I take this step, what will the society say, or what will the society do? How will they treat me? Will I get in? That is also another big challenge in navigating their decisions. So those kind of disagreements are very difficult for women to handle.
I've even seen a case, I actually know a case where the woman wanting to be true to her conscience and wanting to respect her sense of freedom, because she's a professional woman, highly qualified, wanting to respect her sense of freedom and her sense of dignity, walked out of her marriage. And when she walked out, her kids were relatively younger. But when they grew up, do you know that the children, they were so materialistic in their orientation that they were veering on the side of the father, but never understanding the difficulties of the mother. It was so tragic to witness the whole thing.
So even the children
navigating
that is difficult.
They pointed an accusing finger at the mother that you ran away, you left home like that.
Not understanding.
Not understanding, no.